Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the first video I'm ever uploading on YouTube, and today I'm going to be talking about the things that you should be doing to get your A-level started off. Right, number one is know your specification. I cannot emphasize how important it is for you to know what you actually need to learn. The second you know what subjects you're taking and what exam boards they're going to be, go on your exam board's website and look at their specification for that subject. Then download that specification and then have it as a tick list. This will basically act as a plan and a tick list for your work, and so you can just go along and tick off what topics you have covered or what subtopics you have covered. This will really help you in the long run. A good tip is to have a folder for your subject and have a tick list for all the subtopics that will be in your main, that are in your main topic. As you go along, tick off that box and keep a track of what you've learned and what you still have to learn. This will help you keep it organized and stop you faffing around with topics that you already know, and you can concentrate on the ones that you have not yet covered or you're weak in. Number two is do not be afraid of asking questions. The best students will ask as many questions as they can. Obviously, don't take it too far and ask stupid questions or questions that are irrelevant to the subject, to the thing you're talking about. So obviously, if you're in a biology class, don't be asking questions about, let's say, for example, geography, like you're learning about cells and you go on about, oh, what's the landscape of this and that. But if you don't understand anything, obviously ask a question and reconfirm with your teacher that what you have understood is either correct or incorrect. Because if you're just starting out your A-levels, the jump from GCSE to A-level can be a massive stuff. Like, trust me, I've been there. It's really massive, for me at least. It's a huge and daunting step, so it is completely normal if you're not understanding anything in the class. In this case, it's a good idea to ask your teacher the topic or the thing you're stuck on. Don't just sit there expecting that you're magically gonna know what it is. You can ask your friends as well, if you have any good friends that are good at academically well. If for some reason you don't want to ask the question in front of everyone else, wait till the end of the lesson and express your concerns to the teacher on whatever thing or topic you're stuck on. Remember, teachers will usually appreciate the extra effort you're putting in to fill in the gaps in your knowledge, and this also helps you make a good relationship with your teacher, which is essential as well. Speaking of building good relationships with your teachers, number three, I think, is to do as well as you can in your first test. So let's say if you're entering year 12 from GCSEs, on the first time you go to school, I think there should be an end of term test. My advice is to do as well as you possibly can on those tests. Why I think that is because it sets off a good impressions to your teacher and it gives them an idea of how you are as a individual. I know you can screw up your test a little bit, like let's say you get a C and the next term you get an A, but you know how they say first impression is last impression, so you're better off just doing well in your first test as well as the others. Now, number four is Google is your best friend. Now, trust me when I say this, like some of the times in lessons, I don't understand what the teacher is talking about. Obviously, entering as a year 12 student, there's lots of new concepts and ideas that I am unaware of, lots of new words and vocabulary that I just never heard before. You could ask your teacher. So for some reason you don't want to ask your teacher, just use Google. I cannot emphasize how helpful it is. If there's anything I do not understand, I usually go on Google, just search it up, and I get thousands of ideas and explanations, lots of YouTube videos, lots of online learning resources that explain it very well. For me, I've been using Tailored Tutors a lot. I find it the best online learning resource. I am their brand ambassador as well because I've just loved them so much. With their help, I have managed to get an AAB in my end of term test. They're absolutely fabulous. If there's anything I do not understand in class, I usually just come home, watch one of their videos, and just they explain it very well. Another thing I really like about Tailored Tutors is they have this question feature where you can ask the tutor a question and they usually reply within 24 hours. I really like that feature. If there's any concerns, like in the video, if they're saying something, if I don't understand, I usually just ask them. They usually reply very quickly. Also, if there's some question I'm stuck on that I'm doing as a practice paper, I can also ask them and they help out. Number five is have good basic knowledge. Entering into A-level, you need to have at least your GCSE knowledge nailed into your head. it has to be well embedded in that you can't go into an A-level class not knowing GCSE stuff. You need to understand the fundamental principles of your subject, and then everything will start making a bit more sense to you. For example, let's say if you're doing biology, you can't walk into a biology class that's an A-level biology class, by the way. You can't walk into a biology class that's learning about like the structure of the mitochondria, the inner membrane, outer membrane, and stuff like that, when you don't actually even know what the mitochondria is from GCSE. You have to remember that knowledge always builds from ground up, and every complex topic is made up of much more simpler topics and simpler theories as well, if that makes sense. And lastly, number 6. Think about pursuing a hobby. Remember, I know you've entered into A-level and you want to do as best as you can, but you have to like relax yourself. You can't be putting strain in your mind all the time, and it can be hard to relax sometimes when you don't have anything else to focus on. So look for something that you can invest your time in, whether you're not studying or when you're not studying. Either that could be photography, music, baking, sports, what else is there, drawing. It doesn't matter, just go out there and explore one of them. For me personally, I've chosen badminton in school. I feel like it's probably the best choice I can. I always have something else to focus on when I'm not studying. Let's say if I'm revising for a test, I like study about 2.5 hours for it, and then let's say for an hour I go play outside in the garden with my mum. Obviously I'm doing after school badminton, which is like an hour, which also helps me get distracted from all like the study thing, which I find really helpful. Right guys, so that's a wrap up for today, and as cringy as this video might be, I will try and improve as my first video. It's quite new for me looking at a camera, and like I'm not really much of a camera person, so hopefully I'll improve, and I'll catch you in the next video. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Take care.